In this digital era, when you can find and learn literally anything by watching videos, is it still necessary to read books? Do we still need to bother and read a 300-page book to learn how to start a startup, how to launch a startup, while a 30-minute YouTube video could tell you the same thing? Over the past few weeks, I've been thinking to these questions a lot and read a lot of articles and watched a lot of videos to find the answers. And eventually I found my answers. I came to some conclusion and built my belief system on top of those. So here it is. In this video, I want to share those conclusions with you. So bear with me and keep watching this video if you want to know why you should still read books instead of watching videos, especially YouTube videos. So here is the first tip why we still need books and should continue reading books. There is a lot of tips and lessons that successful people are always trying to tell us to be successful like them. For instance, hard working is one of those tips that almost every successful people in the history believes that it's an important part to achieve what you want in life, whether it's money or fame. Literally, this is something that you can see basically in every motivational video or talking on YouTube. Now here is the question, why even with this great access that we have to this amazing knowledge and content, it doesn't work for us? Why we can just watch a video and then suddenly expect to become a successful person, to become a hard worker? I'm pretty sure that something like this happened to you too for 1,000 times. Usually these tips at first have a great impression on us, but after a while it disappears from our mind. These tips have an instant effect only for a short period of time, and that's the reason why it doesn't work for us, and actually why it doesn't change our life in a way that we want. Even a really simple idea must be rooted in our mind to be effective. Hearing a tip is not enough. Placing an idea in your mind basically is biologically action that needs a lot of time to happen. Reading a 300-page book basically gives your mind the time and space it needs to evolve and absorb the idea fundamentally. When you read 5 or 10 pages every day for 3 or 4 months continuously, your brain finds the time that it needs to change the neuron connections in a way that it should be towards what you want. You could say that watching a YouTube video could have the same effect. Well, that's true, but only to some extent. The good thing about reading books is actually reading itself by nature takes more time than watching a YouTube video or even a movie. So the mind finds the time to follow the content and think. But of course, it's not only that. Let's talk about the human nature a little bit. Videos have been around for only 100 years at most, but books, human has a long history in writing and reading. It's basically somehow part of our DNA. However, it's not direct that much if you want to check it biologically. Basically, the argument here is that reading and communicating through writings have been one of the most important tools for humans to overcome other animals. Writing and reading have been a great tool for humans to survive. So even if you check the effectiveness of writing and reading through the lens of evolution theory, you will see that reading throughout the history helped us to survive. So no wonder why in the end, reading is the way that our mind can learn by. The other important thing about books is that they contain a lot of information and details. The author of a book always tries to give you enough information to make it possible for you to imagine what he or she wants, to imagine the situation or the scene in your mind. So in comparison to watching videos, here the mind has to do something more, because in a video everything your mind needs is already there. So there is no need to do some calculation and use the power to imagine the scene. There is no need for imagination at all. So that's the reason why reading books helps you to increase your creativity. But yes, that's a hard part actually. That is exactly the reason why it's so difficult for us to read books, because you need a lot of time and focus. And after a while reading a book, after a few pages, your brain gets tired, especially if you're not a professional reader. But it's exactly like exercising. You see, when you exercise to build muscles, it's painful. It's the same for brain during reading a book and learning from it. The brain needs to build its muscles, or it's better to say that grow its neural networks. Another amazing thing about reading books is that actually you can control the speed of reading. You can control the speed of information broadcasting. Well, you can do the same thing with videos or even sounds. But if you have ever tried that, you know that it doesn't make sense. It doesn't work for you to speed up the video because there is a lot of information in a video that your mind can't absorb immediately. So it needs time. Increasing the speed of the video doesn't solve the problem. But it's completely different when you read books. You can read a book slowly or fast. You can read it quietly or loudly. You can read it with your tongue or with your eyes. And when you get used to it, like professional readers, you can read directly through your eyes. And this technique increases the speed of reading magically because your brain getting the information directly through your eyes. There is no need to spell the words. And last but not least, there is much less distraction in the context of a book. And basically the good thing here is that the author can direct you to anywhere he or she wants. The author can control your focus. It's not really easy in the video or sound format. The author, by choosing the right combination of words, can help you to imagine the scene carefully. Basically, the author can't tell you what is more important and what is not. Anyway, let's ask the first question again. Do we still need books? Should we replace books with videos? Well, I think it depends on the topic. Basically, if you want to learn fundamental things, reading a book is inevitable. On the other hand, you can learn a lot of things by watching videos. For instance, learning how to code by watching videos, especially YouTube videos, is much easier than reading a book. And to be honest, to learn a new coding language, I'd prefer to watch YouTube videos rather than reading a book. But if you want to learn some fundamental things about coding, for example, about data structures, about algorithms, or in general how a computer works, or in more advanced topics like machine learning, you have to read some books about that. Or at least you need to read some papers and articles. It's not really easy and possible actually to learn those fundamental things by watching a YouTube video. If you think otherwise, please leave me a comment below and tell me how you think about that. And if you can think of any other reason why we still need books and it's too soon to replace books with videos, let me know in the comment section. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe to the channel to support me. Thank you. See you. Bye.